Hello my dreamers, and welcome back to the channel, or welcome to the channel if you're new. We are so happy to have you here. Today we are going to be starting our August color along. I have been so excited for this one and it took me forever to pick a page. As you can see, we are going to be working in Rita Berman's Asian book. She has two newer ones. There is Europe and Asia, and I had such a hard time choosing which book I wanted to color in and then also what page. So I have finally chosen one and I'm super excited to dive on in. I absolutely adore coloring in her books. I just feel like the pages are so absolutely gorgeous already though that I overthink how they need to be colored because I feel like they need to be colored a certain way to make them complement her style, and then I just get all weird about it and then I just never color them. So I'm excited to be jumping into one of her books again because it's been a while. Our lighting situation is not the greatest. It's a little bit cloudy, so it's going to be off and on lighting. If I think it's getting too bad, I will grab my ring light and we'll use that. So yeah, if the lighting if the lighting is getting worse, then we will definitely bring out the ring light. But hopefully for the most part, it'll be okay. I was going to be using my ring light anyways because it was pretty stormy out, but now it seems to be clearing. There's just some large clouds kind of left in the sky right now, so yeah, we're back to it being a little bit brighter already. So hopefully it doesn't do that too much, but as always, I will fix the lighting in my editing app. So anyways, we're going to be coloring in Rita Berman's Asia book. This kind of translates as my journey through Asia, I believe. I'm not going to try reading, I'm pretty sure this is Dutch. I'm not going to try reading that because just no. I did listen to the Google Translator read it and they go really fast, so I'm not even going to attempt it. We are going to be using Derwent Inktense for this page. I've been itching to use my Derwent Inktense for a while. I do have just the original 72 set of Derwent Inktense. I know that they have released a few new colors, which I hate, honestly. Not the colors. I don't hate the colors, but I hate that they've released new colors to a pre-existing set. I have a huge problem with that because I have these gorgeous swatches here that if I got the new colors, I would be stuck either just putting them at the end and not having them in color order or stuck re-swatching everything. And I make these swatches by hand, so it's a lot of work. And then also I have this gorgeous case that I've always raved about. I love how the Derwent Inktense sits in here. They fit so well. I can't fit any more pencils in it though, so I would also have to keep the pencils separate or get a whole new case for them. So needless to say, I don't think I will ever be adding the pencils to my set because my OCD would just go crazy, so I'm just going to avoid it altogether. So yeah, we're going to be using the Derwent Inktense. I have some water brushes here. You can use a paintbrush if you don't have water brushes, although I imagine if you have the Derwent Inktense, you probably have water brushes because they're a lot easier to use. If not, I recommend them. I think I paid like $20 for a set of 6 of these like 4 or 5 years ago, so definitely well worth the money, I would say. If you don't have the Derwent Inktense, you probably could still color along and follow the colors in Prismacolors and just kind of color match the best that you could, but totally up to you. I know doing color alongs is not always for everybody because not everybody has the same mediums, and I apologize for that, but I like to try and include other mediums on the channel as well for those who may not have the Prismacolors. So I think that's everything that needs to be said. Let's go and take a peek of the page. You guys will already know because it'll be in the thumbnail, but this is the page that I want to color. I've had this itch to kind of color water, and this page is just absolutely gorgeous. I'm not exactly sure how I want to go about this. So I'm pretty sure these are koi fish. I don't know if I'm going to color them like koi fish. I think I might do like more of like a color palette thing on this page and keep it really limited. And this page to me is screaming green, blue, and pink. And maybe with some orange accents. I don't know. We'll see. Green and blue for sure. So the water will be blue. The lily pads will obviously be green. I'm thinking pink for the lilies and the fish, but I don't know. That might be too much. Maybe we could add some orange in here and do the koi fish orange and white. That might look really pretty actually. But we'll play it by ear and see. I'm just going to get a few things ready and then we can dive on in. No pun intended, but it fits. All right, I think I'm ready here. I did go ahead and grab the ring light. We'll use it. It'll make the lighting better for you guys, hopefully. So we'll see how that goes. I'm going to work on this upside down. Hopefully that's not an issue for you guys. I figure this picture is pretty loose in perspective. The picture very well could be like this. It's just easier for me to work on the right hand side. I'm more comfortable that way. So I have my pencils on the side here. I've got my water brush. It's got water in it. I'm just going to use a smaller brush and maybe one larger one. Like a medium-sized brush maybe. All right, see, I've got a smaller brush and a little bit of a more medium-sized brush. They both have water in them. I also have a piece of paper towel here as well. If you recognize these colors, it was from the Baku color along last month. So pretty. So I'm just going to use this. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So I was thinking while I was grabbing colors a little bit more about the color scheme. So I definitely kind of want to stick with what I was saying. I definitely want to do like a greeny blue water. We'll do some green lily pads, pink lotus for sure. And then, yeah, I think we will do the orange and white fish. The background, the water is going to have a little bit of purple in it as well. So pretty much basically like our Baku colors. I'm obsessed. I have a problem. I love these colors so much together. But I think the purple will definitely help the orange pop. So I think this should work well. One good thing about Inktense that I like is that once they are activated, they are permanent. So we can do lots of layers if we want to, or just kind of leave it as is. We don't have to worry about it reactivating. Stickles won't be a problem. It'll be good. So I'm going to go in with the darkest color, which is the dark purple. I might end up putting a little bit of purple in the lilies, so I don't want to go too close to them with the purple, I don't think. Oh, I also do have a couple pieces of paper in behind this one as well. Rita Berman's books, I can't speak for this one. I'm assuming it's the same paper quality as the other one, but they're usually pretty good with water as long as you're not too generous with it. So I'm going to use the purple kind of like a shadow color. Don't need it everywhere, but I'm just going to pick out some random areas to have it in. Can't tell if it's going to storm or not. It's very windy. I apologize if my microphone is picking it up. I don't think it should, but you never know. These little bubbles, I don't think I'm going to worry too much about them because we'll probably go over them with the Uniball Signal Broad or like a Posca pen. That is another good thing about the Derwent Inktense because the white pens work so much better with it. I don't think I'm going to color like right to the edges either on this page. I think I'm going to leave it kind of like a loose kind of watercolor look. We'll like fade it out. I think that'd be really pretty. I don't know why, but my eyes are just burning, probably from work. I don't know why, but sometimes the fryer, working in the kitchen, it just makes my eyes burn. And I can't figure out what causes that. I've changed so many different things in the kitchen because I'm the kitchen manager and I know it bothers everybody else and not just me. But yeah, I don't know what the problem is. Should probably start bringing eye drops to work or something just in case. Maybe my eyes are just being dried out by the fryer. I don't know. Sometimes it's smoky too though, so it's hard to say. Okay, so some of the lily pads, if not all of them, majority of them, have like this little slit in them, which I think is common for lily pads. Then we have like some spots like this where we could potentially add another slit because you don't really see the line. I'm just trying to decide if that would look cool or not, and I'm just not sure. I think maybe let's do it. Why not? This is the biggest one, so, and it's probably the only one that we could do that on anyways, because the rest of them do have the line around it that you can visually see. So I think that might make this one look a little bit more interesting. I'm not going too hard with my pressure or anything. We're just kind of lightly putting color in. I do like the Inktense because I feel like I can cover larger areas with them more quickly, but definitely should still take your time a little bit at least. I want to get a good color base in here. We'll probably spend this whole part doing the water. It's going to take a little bit because it's majority of the page, so we might not even be able to get it done in the first part, but we're going to aim to try. Well, we'll probably be able to get the water done, but we probably won't be doing like white accents or anything till the next part. I was just thinking, you guys would have to have your books upside down too to see where I'm putting colors. I really hope that this isn't bothering you. I mean, realistically, I could turn it the other way around while I'm... Let's go ahead. I think this is fine. We can do it this way. I don't want to be a nuisance, and I don't know if it'll bother you guys or not. No, I can't do it. I'm sorry. I have to do it upside down. That crease on the book is just bothering me. If it was a page where I couldn't work upside down, like this one I probably wouldn't want to color upside down, I would just deal with it, but it's just so much easier when it's like this. I think this is actually the part we were working on here. I feel like my shadows might be wrong. It's not bad. So in a little more for you guys. Don't know if the mic picked up that loud crash or not, but we had our kitchen window open and the wind blew over a bunch of stuff, so it's pretty loud. Nothing's broken, I don't think, thankfully. I'm not really worried if a lot of the shadows don't really make sense. Like I have shadows mostly on like the underside here and then also on the sides, but then this one I have a shadow up here. I'm not even really calling them shadows because they kind of are, but I'm not really considering them shadows. It's more just like deeper areas in the water, I guess. Okay, don't want to go too dark. I think that should hopefully be good with the dark purple. Like I was saying, we can always do layers with these pencils, so let's go in with the deep violet. I am going to bring this out from some of the purple areas. I don't know if I'll bring them out from all, but kind of see. I do want to add some blues in here, so I don't want to fully color that area in. We don't have to fade out perfectly with these pencils either. I still try to fade out as nicely as I can, but when we add the water, that's when like most of the blending magic is going to happen, so that part is kind of nice. Okay. That should be good for the purple. Let's start adding our blues. Just gonna take a sip of my booze here too. All right. So I'm definitely going to add this into some of the purpley areas and then also create some alternative shadows as well. So this is going especially where I want it like super dark. Don't need to add a whole lot of it either. I'm not really worried about fading it out very much. Just kind of popping it in wherever I want it to be dark. The most important question for this page is, what do we make sparkly? Because literally the answers are endless. You can make the fish sparkly, just like parts on them, which would be really pretty. You could go wild and make all of the water sparkly, which I probably wouldn't do because I think that that would distract too much, but we could use the Sakura. Oh, Sakura, is it Sakura? No, Jelly Roll. Stardust Jelly Roll to kind of outline the lines and stuff, which might look cool. That would add more of like a glitter than a sparkle. We could do the Lily Pad Sparkly. Or the bubbles. So many different options. I'm leaning towards, I think I definitely want to do the lines in the water at the very least with the Stardust pen. debating on the bubbles. Not sure if that would be too much or not. And then adding glitter to just parts of the fish, not on the whole fish themselves, because I like more of that like subtle look, and having little accents sparkly on them I think would look better than having the entire fish sparkly. So I do want to add a little bit of detail to them. I don't want to get too dark here. Let's add a little bit here. Why not? Let's completely outline this one. We'll just extend it out this way a little bit. Right here. Right, good with that one. The sea blue is going to be our predominant color. This is probably one of my favorite colors right here, and I want a lot of this. So I'm just going to start popping this in kind of randomly. Again, I'm not going to worry about fading or blending too much. Don't think we really need to. Just going to start coloring where one color stops and kind of bring it out as far as I want to. We still want to throw some of those greens in here. And we don't want the water to be super dark. We want some lighter areas. So there's going to be a lot of this color, but we're still going to be leaving a lot of white space. I think I'll probably have this color coming out of almost all of the shadows, maybe. And then I'll probably just add the greeny colors kind of into this one and maybe into the highlights a little bit. Another nice thing about the Derwent Inktense is you can erase if you make a mistake. I went over this one petal just a little too much. I'm a little bit worried about it. So I'm just going to erase as much of that as I can. It'll probably still be a little bit dirtied up when we activate it because I'm not going to be able to get rid of that color completely, but it's not too bad. This wind is terrifying. I'm sure you guys can hear it now. I cannot wait to see what this looks like activated. Okay, I think that's probably enough with this color. Let's move on to the mallard green. I don't know how much of this I want in here, but I'm just gonna plop it in some random areas. Sorry if I'm going a little quickly. When I want to kind of create random effects, I tend to go a little bit quickly so I can't over perfect it, and that's kind of what I'm doing here. I don't want things to look too perfect. I want that natural, messy kind of look to it. Definitely keep this color around the lilies quite a bit because it will really look pretty around them. Pink and green is just absolutely gorgeous together. Mix it into some pre-existing colors here too. I'll probably try and keep it a little bit away from the purple because I think green and purple makes mud, but I might be wrong. Let me keep it more towards the blue or by itself. Okay, coming with the teal green. I don't think we're gonna add too much to this one either because it's very similar to the mallard green. I think maybe it's just like a little bit darker. So I'm just gonna fling this through a few areas. Just real random like. I think that's probably about it for that one. And then lastly, we have the iris blue. So let's just start bringing this out a little bit and just some random areas. I want to bring this out past the bubbles a little bit. Maybe mix it in with the green here. All these white areas are going to be with the iris blue. Just going to lightly blush it in there, and then I'm going to go in with a little bit of a firmer pressure to create like some darker edging to it. Just give it some dimension, so it's going to almost behave like two different colors, a darker and lighter version of itself. I don't know. We've got these, I think they're just bubbles, but this one looks like could have almost been a cattail, but actually now that I'm looking, that's the only one that I can see that's like that, so I think it's just a fluke. I thought maybe there were like random little cattails scattered in the water too. I mean, that would have been cute, but with it only being one, I think it's just coincidence. Like scared to look at how much time this has taken. Okay, I think that's it. Not bad, 47 minutes. Okay, we'll spend a little bit of extra time that this might take to activate. So with my water brushes, once they've been sitting for a while, once I first get them going, they kind of like to flood a little bit at first with too much water, and then they start behaving. So I gotta be a little bit careful at first here. Start working out in the corner here. I'm gonna keep my paper towel close so I can blot off any extra. I'm gonna be doing that constantly, especially because once it's activated and dries, there's no going back. This is gonna look so pretty. Sorry, I kind of got like lost in my mind for a minute there. So I'm trying to kind of keep going with like the same areas. I used some of these lines as kind of like a stopping point. because once you start in an area, you kind of want to keep continuously, otherwise you end up with like these little lines right here. And we're going to end up with some of them regardless of how quick we are or how careful we are. That's totally okay, but we don't want like super harsh ones. So we just want to be a little bit mindful with that. No bleed through so far. So not doing too bad. And the nice thing is too, this is a background. So even though we are putting a fair bit of effort into it, and it is going to look absolutely amazing, there's going to be things that are going to be more eye-catching as well. So those accidental lines or harsh spots are not going to be quite as noticeable once we have some other color to the page as well. I'm going to pull a little bit of this purple in up here. I'm just going to color it out a little bit there. So pretty. I'm still in frame, right? Okay, good. Not completely, but pretty darn close. I'm coloring these two little spots right here because I'm pretty sure they're water. If not, they are now. I'm going to use this water as a line. Didn't really think this through. Probably shouldn't have tackled this side quite yet because there's really not much of a stopping point until we get down to that weed. Okay, I love how this looks. It did shadow through in one spot, but it's not too bad. And the only spot that I'm not really liking is this one here. So I'm going to take the deep violet and I'm just going to collect a little bit of pigment on the tip of my pencil here. And I'm just going to touch that in here to make it so there's not such a hard stop there. That's better. Okay, now I'm curious where this bled through. It's right about, okay, so right here, I just went over a little bit too much water, I think, too much blending there. Other than that, everything looks good. Oh, this is gonna look so pretty. I'm very, very excited for this. Once we start adding the white to the background, it will lighten it up quite a bit. So it's okay that it looks a little bit darker here. And then we just have like these little areas where it's very, very light. It almost looks like the water's just kind of not going off the page kind of thing. It did work better on this side than this side, but I'm okay with both, actually. I think it looks pretty good. Let's flip it the way it's actually intended and take a look at it. I'm not sure what we'll tackle in the next part, but this is a good starting point and a good place to end part 1. And I am so looking forward to seeing you guys in part 2. I'm already excited to see this page finished. I hope you guys are enjoying so far. If you are enjoying, I would really appreciate it if you gave this video a thumbs up so that other people can hopefully find it. And yeah, I think that's it for now, and I look forward to seeing you in part 2. All right, guys, as always, take care and see you next time. Bye!